Hi, my name is Janai Moorhead, and this is training for nonprofits who want to do their employer identification number. So I'm starting with a blank screen on my computer, so you can follow along or take notes. And so we will go to the irs.gov site, irs.gov. And when we get there, you can later on explore the Charities and Nonprofits tab, but for this training, we'll go right to the EIN application. And we're going to scroll down, and we're going to find the link that says apply for an employer identification number online. And one thing to note when you get to this page is that their hours of operation is from Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. And if you apply outside of those hours, you may not get your application approved, or it will give you an error message. And so that's plenty of time, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. to stay within those hours. And the earlier you do it, the more likely you are to get your employer identification either emailed to you, or it will pop up with a PDF when you finish your application. Let's go to Apply Online now. And here's some information on the government site that we're going to. And we are going to begin the application. Now, the reason for the employer identification number is just that. It is an identification number. And so when people say, I want your 501c3 number, they are asking you for your employer identification number. It is your federal identifier, similar to your Social Security number. So there are 5 sections in this application. One is your identity. And 2 is authenticate, 3 is addresses, 4 is details, and 5 is the confirmation. So in the identity, they want to know what type of legal structure you are. And if you're working with me and have gotten this far, then you will have gotten your articles of incorporation. So we're going to say a corporation. And hit continue. And it says you have chosen corporations, and they want to make sure that you are. So they give you the definition. And most people that I'm working with have already filed their articles of incorporation with the Secretary of State. So we will hit corporation. And they want us to confirm our selection. And the reason that they're confirming at least 3 times now is because if you do hit the wrong things, it does play out when you do your taxes or you do your information forms at the end of the year. Well, in this case, you would be a nonprofit, so you would not be paying any federal taxes. And if you've done your state exemption, then you probably wouldn't be paying any state taxes either, or that's income tax, because there's different types of taxes. All right, so we will hit continue because we're satisfied with choosing corporation. And then it asks, why is the corporation requesting an EIN? And the top 3 reasons why nonprofits request EINs is either you started a new business, you hired employees, or for banking purposes. And so the 2 most common ones is either started a new business or banking purposes. So I'll just hit started a new business. And you have to understand also and keep in mind that a nonprofit is a business. And then it's asking you, who is the responsible party of the corporation, either an individual or an existing business. And so if you're an individual, you will be giving your information. If a nonprofit is being started by an existing business, then the existing business information would be put in there. So in this case, most of the nonprofits that I work with are started by individuals. Then it asks for your personal information, including your Social Security number, which I will fill out and then block out. And then after filling out my personal information, it asks who I am. And again, most of the nonprofits that I work with, they're starting out and they're applying for the EIN for the first time. So they are the president. And we'll hit continue. Then it asks for the street address and the phone number. And again, I'll fill this out. And then it also asks if there is a person that the mail should be directed to. You can fill this out. And then the second or the last question is, excuse me, do you have a different address from the above where you want your mail to be sent? And it could be the yes or no. And then we will move on and hit continue. And then it asks for the legal name of the corporation, which I'll just make one up, which is Good Nonprofit. And if you have a DBA, you can put one in. Not necessary, really, if you're satisfied with the name that you put on the Articles of Incorporation. And then I'm in San Bernardino County, state of California. And then it says state territory where you incorporated. Well, normally it's the same state that you actually live in. And then date corporation started or acquired, that would be on your Articles of Incorporation. So let's just say that would be September 2018. And then the closing month of your accounting year, usually it's December. If you have another closing month of your accounting year, then you can put it in. Different entities have different closing, but it's easier just to say for the nonprofits that I work with, the closing month is December. So we can continue. And then it asks us, let's see here, tell us more about your corporation. And then it asks you all of these questions. And for most nonprofits that are beginning, the answer is no. Do you own a motor vehicle, 55,000 pounds or more, involved in gambling? No. Excise tax? No. Selling alcohol, tobacco, or firearms? No. And if you expect to have any employees in the next 12 months, it could be either yes or no. But for most people, it's no. And then it asks, what do you do? And so, of course, nonprofits can be in any of these areas. For most of the nonprofits I work with, it's social assistance. And then it says you have chosen social assistance. And so it asks you which one is your primary activity. So just for the purposes of this training, I'll just pick shelter. And then at the end, it asks you, would you like to receive your letter online or receive it by mail? And so you would click one or the other. Most people rather choose online and then continue. And then there should be either a confirmation to email it to you or a pop-up giving it to you. All depends on how fast the people behind the scenes are working. And that ends our training. If you have any questions, you can contact me. If you're receiving this training, then you already have my email. Take care. Thank you very much.